What's going on, YouTube? Steve JMO. It is the 4th of July, 2020. So they say. So they say. But today I just want to do a quick little video on the blood moon coming up today, or whatever they're calling it, some sort of eclipse that's going to make the moon go a couple shades darker, whatever. They're debunking it already on Forbes, Bloomberg. It's not a blood moon. It's just what are they calling it? A prenumeral, I don't know how to say it, lunar eclipse, something like that. But we're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk about Donald Trump at Mount Rushmore yesterday and some interesting things that I've just came up with pretty much about Mount Rushmore and what it probably is, and just some other hidden things about that. And then we're going to wrap it all up with a little COVID update, I guess. Hit news, hit COVID vaccine, and it's coming, baby. It's coming. But here, let me do a screen share. You could see that. Perfect. And well, let's start with the construction. This is just not even, I'm just going to talk over this here, but let me hit mute, hit go. And these are like the original videos. This is the original video of Mount Rushmore. There's no actual video of them putting up Washington's face. I look at this, and you know what I see? I see a sphinx. I see a sphinx. Just a very more well-detailed sphinx. That's what I see. Mount Rushmore to me looks more like a mud flood scorching event type deal rather than a natural mountain rock formation. But you see what I'm saying? The facial just sticking out. More Roman Greco looking like sphinx, but regardless, I think they are one and the same. And I'm not sure if they show a clip of it from above, but it's just very strange. Here, let me show something. We'll get to this transvestite in a minute, but let me just see, because they had a lot of videos yesterday. Because I was watching this just to get views of Mount Rushmore, but I guess they're not really showing it anymore, which sucks. Oh, here we go. It was a great picture right here. Should have had this all queued up, but you know, it is what it is, people. And it's not going to load. Of course not. Look at that from the top. That looks like a melted building to me. It looks like everything here came down. And like I said before, none of these were here before. It seems to me like this one was the only thing, and it's pointing out of the mountain. Very similar to Egyptian, Phoenician, Tartarian, whatever, you know. That could have just been the staple point, because I'm just saying that this, I think they're all one and the same. I think they're all one in the same. And, you know, you do a little bit more research into Mount Rushmore, and you'll come across something called the Hall of Records. And behind or on the side of Mount Rushmore, you go up and into the faces, possibly of Lincoln. On the back of it is a giant doorway. They call it the Hall of Records. Very interesting. Very interesting. This is what it was supposed to look like, even though it looks like it was found like that. And the Hall of Records allegedly is the Constitution, blah, blah, blah. And it's all kept under here for a future civilization to come and discover. I don't know if I'm buying that, but and look how much further this room goes back to. Look at this, the Hall of Records, even though there's only 2 records in there. Very interesting. Very interesting. And like I said, I believe this was one of those giant sphinxes that just got demolished during a mud flood scorch event, whatever we're agreeing on. So I just thought I'd bring that up. And like I said, to me, this is pure evidence that this was a giant structure and simply got melted down. And you can see over here, there's like another face. Very interesting. But what I wanted to show you from this is an interesting little fellow who is the governor of South Dakota. Her name escapes me, but
Mary.
But this thing is a man. Look at the shoulders. Looks like my shoulders. The Adam's apple. It's either still intact or it got removed. It looks like she removed it because it indents there. Because she's probably 40. No reason to have all this extra neck skin laying around, unless you had a procedure to get your Adam's apple removed, which I can't tell if it's still there or if it's not. But if you live in South Dakota, just know that your governor is a trans, whatever they call them. That's just some little boy named George or John or whatever. And a couple surgeries later, a fit young woman. Imagine that. Imagine that. And something they kept talking about last night too were occult rituals that the left is doing, how we got to conjure up the old ways. And let me just end this screen share. Because at one point last night, Donald Trump literally said, I only watched a little bit of it. He literally said that the men on Mount Rushmore were full-flesh giants and were immortalized into stone. I don't know if I think he's talking about this one in specific. I think he's talking about this dude here. What we think is George Washington. Probably a full-blooded Freemason hybrid offspring. A full-flesh giant. They were full-flesh giants before they were immortalized into stone. Very interesting words, very interesting way to put it. Interesting coming from someone who's not in the conspiracy movement at all. At all. So I just wanted to bring that up because that was last night. And tonight we have the penumbral eclipse. 9 hours. It's going to be all over North America, South America. And this is literally just a week after we had the Ring of Fire solar eclipse in, the most ancient parts of the world, Egypt, China, Nepal, all that stuff, Northern Africa. So it's very interesting, very, very interesting. And it'll be happening right on the cusp of the 5th. So very late tonight into early tomorrow is when you'll be able to see it. Just very interesting timing. And it makes me wonder because they did admit that during the Ring of Fire solar eclipse, satanic rallies were held in the United States in conjunction, lined up perfectly with the Ring of Fire eclipses on the other side of the world. So I wonder what kind of rallies and marches they're going to have for the moon eclipse, the blood moon possibly. We'll see what happens, but just very, very interesting. So just want to bring everyone up to speed on that. And I just went to good old Google, typed in coronavirus, COVID vaccine, and look at all these under development in phase 3 in US, Brazil, and India. Just like Event 201, where the outbreak came out of Brazil. India always has something to do with it because they are now owned by the deep state of Israel. Not now. It's not like it just happened overnight. It's been like that for a while, but that's what's happening. That is what's happening. Who will be the first to get the COVID-19 vaccine? That's on Mass Live. Well, Mass Live, Fauci says this, someone else says that, but we have Bill and Melinda Gates getting on TV saying that if you live in a poor community and you're African American, you're going to get it first. So they have all of these companies, all of these vaccines trialing, we're going to be the first here. We got this company over here that's on the cusp. It's all smoke and mirrors, people. If this was a game of basketball, we could bet on the final winners to be the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. The ones who originally said it would be 18 months for the vaccine to be ready worldwide, which means they already have it ready. They just need to make it available for everyone. There you go. Happening in Orlando. You love to see it. Just very crazy. So that's the end game, guys. That's going to be their final card when they pull the Vax card. But it's going to come with it's not like that's the only thing they're going to pull. It's going to be their ace. Because along with that will be medically induced martial law, all this other great stuff. And the only way to defeat this is by physically resisting and not participating in society when it moves on. That's simple. That's simple. That's simple. And we'll stay on the COVID real quick because just another interesting thing here. Another Johns Hopkins, Bloomberg School of Public Health simulation on a pandemic called CLADE-X. Imagine that, the same exact logo of 201 minus the 2, the 0, and the 1. So same logo, same people, pretty much the same exercise. But if you do the math from May 15th, 2018 to the 3/11, 2020, which is the day it was declared a national worldwide pandemic, it is 666 days. So imagine that. Imagine that in orange. We all know orange is the only color. That equals 33 in numerology. So thought that was interesting. And I just came across this the other day here. The European Commission's, the white papers on artificial intelligence. The European approach to excellence and trust. So I'm going to put the link for that in the description. Anyone wants to go over that, it is about 20 pages. And just telling us how AI is going to make the world better economically, physically, mentally, and medically, of course. So everyone's going to want to check that out. I'll be sure to put that in the description. And we'll go over here because we've been here before, guys. And we're just going to not go over it, but just remind everyone that even though FEMA said that they will be canceling the remainder of NLE 2020 binary blackout and Eagle Horizon, which is simply the Phoenix Rising, they're going to cancel those due to COVID, due to coronavirus. There's supposed to be a blackout event in the Northeast and Southwest regions, FEMA regions of the United States of America. Right there. Down here, up here. They said they canceled it, but I have a funny feeling that they're not. That they are not. So definitely you're going to want to check into that as well. And over here, I went to whitehouse.gov, and this was one of the first things that came up. The continuity of government in 2020, because we're all afraid that the government's not going to continue to F us in the A in 2020. But here we go. Second thing that pops up, the shadow government. I wonder who those people are. I wonder if they're great people. But, following September 11th and presidential Bush and the attack on the World Trade Centers, we needed to put in the shadow government to secretly run things while the puppeteers show you their, you know, if it's a deck of cards, they're showing you the 2 and the 3 all day. They're not showing you the ace. They're not showing you the king, queen, or jack. They don't want any part of that. They don't want you knowing their ace cards. They want you sniffing out the 5 card, the 6 card, and thinking you got the golden ticket or something. So this is the White House openly admitting that there is a shadow government. Should be alarming. Should be alarming, but I'm going to sign on out of here. Everyone, God bless. Stay safe. Everyone try to spread the word. Be more clear in thinking. Try not to be so rational and knee-jerk responses. That's what they're looking for. In times of chaos, people make terrible decisions, and they're banking on that. So, like I said, everyone, be easy. Stay safe. I got a little PayPal account if you want to check that out. The link will be in the description. Any support helps. If not, no big deal, no hard feelings. But at the end of the day, most importantly, God bless everyone. We're out of here.